5, 4.
Yeah, we're live. Yeah,
we are live. Hello, everybody in Facebook Live Land. We are the Podguyz Podcast. We're going to tee you live as we do 10:15 Eastern Standard Time every Monday. I'm Tony Kaz.
Kevin Neary here.
Of course, we have some new faces in our repertoire of boxes. You may not know them, but you will know them at the end of this show.
Or maybe at the beginning, or maybe at
the beginning. At some point in time, you're going to know
at the end of the show.
Yeah, I'm going to stay silent.
Introductions. We're doing it.
I'm not going to say anything until the last 5 minutes.
Amanda is the silent killer. Of course, we have the beautiful and very talented Amanda Benjamin joining us today.
Hi.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
And thank you once again. Thank you. I appreciate it. If you may not see the bearded wonder down in the corner, down that way. He is not a porn star, but he is Eric Magula.
He's not.
Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
Home, guys.
I know.
That was not in my contract.
I thought we were doing porn Zoom tonight. You know,
that's what I thought this was. That's why I'm here, man. My bad. That's why the crotch shot and everything.
Zoom.
Sorry.
You know, that was like the weirdest thing during the pandemic when they had comedy shows during Zoom. I'm like, they should start doing porn that way. And I guess they already had been for years. It's just called, Anyways, we'll get off of that real quick.
Is that a thing?
It is a thing.
Everything's a thing.
Everything's a thing.
If it's not, we could start it, man. Why not?
All right. Yeah. Shirts off.
Let's go. We're playing shirts versus skins right now.
Start us off there, Tony. I know you got plenty of questions there for Miss Amanda Benjamin there. She's got 2 first names. Is that a thing?
Yeah, the funniest thing is when people, like, especially kids, and you say, this is my name. My name's Amanda Benjamin. And they go, are you related to Benjamin Franklin? I'm like, no.
Wow.
That's
the weirdest.
That's not how it works. That's because I had 2 first names. Does it mean that's my first name?
Do you secretly think to yourself, well, public schools are kind of failing, so we now know why? Or do you look at the teacher in disgust where you're just like, really? You didn't teach the kids about names? Why am I here? I am last priority. Teach some names first.
Aaron.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Man, dove. So Amanda, you are a singer-songwriter, theater, actress.
I do it all.
You do it all.
I do.
I know you do some stuff online, and of course, if we're gonna get the plug right out the door.
Yeah.
Right. How would people see you online, and how would they get in touch with you?
Yeah, so there's lots of ways. You can, so firstly, I do a weekly YouTube show that I'm starting to get on Facebook sometimes, but with copyright, Facebook sometimes doesn't like it. Facebook can be a jerk. But sorry, I know we're on Facebook, but it's true. I've been kicked off of Facebook for posting just like a normal picture.
Yeah, you could post a picture of a dog on its back, and they're like, "This is sexual." It's like, Facebook, what are you doing? What are you thinking, Facebook?
I go, hey, excuse me, but I've had groups that I'm in with literal porn that never get taken down.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I post a picture of you like this. It's like,
you know why?
30-day
ban for 30 days.
You're degenerate.
Yeah.
Anyway. So I host a weekly YouTube show. It's called Amanda on Demanda, and I take requests from people and I sing songs. I always tell people that I don't like making decisions. So I take requests and I put them on a wheel, and then I just sing for you. And we have a YouTube channel that some friends and I kind of share, and that's called the Podguyz Network. So that's where my show is, and then several other shows as well. So we're all there. And I also have a website. It's that don't update that often, but it's there. That's where you can request songs. And that's just www.amandaondemanda.com. Easy.
That's an easy one. Unless they don't know how to rhyme or spell or have dyslexia, then the internet's kind of tough. I guess that's true.
Yeah. So yeah, you can check out the Podguyz Network. I have a Facebook too. It's just Amanda Benjamin, singer, actress. Pretty easy to find too. So yeah, I do
All
that.
around person, just taking over the world one day at a time.
Try.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I do some other shows too. Like I have a paranormal podcast that's really fun, which we're actually going to do tonight on YouTube. If anybody, in a few hours.
You're a normal podcast now.
Yes.
How do you? How is that going?
It's actually so fun. So what we do is we take mysteries, some kind of mystery, like we have a topic. So we've had like conspiracy theories or alien abductions or, whatever topic we think of. Like we'd have an aerial mysteries and mysteries of the sea. And so it's me and my friend Paul, and we tell a story. So I write all my stories out. So they're all script, I'm ready to go. He likes to improvise a little more, but so we tell stories. So like I told the story of the Barney and Betty Hill abduction, and
very famous one,
yeah, right. All the information we can, and then obviously leave it up to the viewer to decide their opinion on it. And it's really
now the government has just come out saying they just came out and told people, they said, all right, there, people, the aliens are real. We are totally just telling you right now that the aliens are real. And everybody's reaction point, it's almost like the same reaction when Ricky Martin said he was gay. Everyone's kind of like, well, we knew something was up there. And not like we're surprised that much, and we totally support it, so the people it shows you what America was really concerned about, because people got into like a crazy shock when they were told that there might not be toilet paper. They start beating the shit out of each other on the street.
Oh my God.
Meanwhile,
there was riots.
napkins are still a thing everywhere. Literally everywhere there's napkins.
Yes.
Go to the shower, wash your ass out that way. Now we got creepy crawler aliens coming around. People are like, well, and it's almost like
nobody better than I.
No, I mean, like,
it's almost like a cheating wife coming home to her husband, and the husband knows, and she's like, honey, I got a fucking confession. And he's like, whoa, I wonder what this could be.
Surprise.
Amanda, what is your favorite paranormal, if not sci-fi type of what's your favorite story from that podcast?
Well, you know what? I'll tell you. It's actually one that is. Oh, there's a lot. Wait. Wait.
We just need one.
I know you just need one, and I love them all. But one of our early podcasts we did, because it was near Halloween, so we did ghost stories. But actually, I told a story from my family. It's a really interesting story, and I'll just give you the very basics.
No, is this a real story, or is this okay?
Yeah, like this is like a real story. It happened.
Legit. I love it.
It happened to. I know. I already see your face, like. But it's a great story, and it was really cool to be able to tell something from my family history. But it was my family was still in Mexico, and they.
Damn it, Mexico! Damn you!
It always happens in Mexico.
It's all Mexico's fault.
Oh, we're getting into a whole Mexican conversation today.
We are.
Listen, we have somebody already commenting about illegal aliens.
Of course,
in the blog right now. It didn't take long, but go ahead.
My family already owned property in California before it was California, so before it was the United States. So we're good, just so you know.
By the way, a mansion.
Hey, Tony knows how I feel about the border. Just get rid of it. Just get rid of it.
Yeah, it's a hacienda. We're ready.
Anyways, it's a really neat story, but I'll tell it to you quickly. Basically, it
Draw
was
it out
my
as long as you need
uncle. Yeah. Oh no, I have the whole script. I'll just redo the thing again. No. But one of my great uncle, and he had cancer. He had tongue cancer, and back then it was terminal because there was nothing they could do, right? So what happened is he was sitting outside one day, and this light, like bright light, appeared in front of him, and it was one of those things like, okay, this is it. Like, this is the light, right?
This is your time. This is ready.
And there was a black cat nearby as well that he saw right before the light, and then passed out. And one of the family members heard him and thought he was having like a seizure, and were trying to help him. And when he came out, he said that he had met somebody in a vision who had died and had unfinished business, and asked him to help. So he gave them instructions what to do, and the whole family was involved in helping. They actually found the people that he was talking about, right? Like it wasn't just this is some random person. No, they said it's this person, and here's what I owe them, and here's what I need to do. So the whole family went and helped, and they paid the debts, and they did everything. And then it happened a few times, and then the very last time that he saw the light, the person came back in the vision and said, "Thank you. I can take you to heaven right now, right? Because you've done a good thing. I can take you, you won't suffer, nothing." And he said, "Well, everything that I've gone through, I want to spend my last days with my family." And so the spirit left, never came back, never happened again after that. And miraculously, within a week or two, his cancer was gone.
Oh, wow.
Just gone. And it was a miracle. And they were like, "What?" Like nobody could explain it. It's one of those things. And they're like, "Okay, well, this was a terminal cancer, but now you're okay." But I always tell people that if you like happy endings, that's the end of the story. But if
that's the thing. That's the thing.
Wait, wait. We all have questions.
I know.
Go for it.
You want to hear? Go ahead. Ask me questions before you hear the tragic end of the story.
Yep.
Wait, there's a tragic end?
There's a
Well, I
tragic
got
end
a
of the
question
story.
before the tragic end,
Go
real
ahead.
quick. Like, I'm not going to call the guy a liar, but
No.
if he were, this is one hell of a guilt trip where he says to his family, I could have gone to heaven,
Could have, but I
but thank God I'm here to receive, what is this, a tie for my birthday?
Oh my God.
Lucky I stuck around for this.
Holy shit.
Could have been.
What is
I'm
it,
not
a
calling him a liar,
pinata
but
filled with
No,
Jello?
anyone
You got
else
it.
have
You gotta
anything to
take
add?
the
Let them add
funny
before the tragic ending of this.
It is.
No spoiler.
I'm waiting to
alert.
hear I'm waiting to hear the tragic ending.
You're here for
Kevin,
the tragedy.
Kevin, wait, this is in Mexico, so he had to have gotten like pinata parties.
Oh
Okay.
my God.
He's like, "Oh shit. Another pinata party. Oh,
Tony's
there's
always-
candy this time."
This is the only time, by the way, that Tony has brought a pinata up in the conversation where it actually needed to be.
Oh.
It's always.
I mean, who doesn't love a pinata, right?
Everybody does.
Yeah. So the tragic end of the story, I frame it as, you're living on borrowed time at that point, right? You're not meant to live a long life, but you did something good, so you were granted more time, basically. But I would say, I can't remember the exact timeline of this. It was either a few months, maybe a year later. He was working at the family's bakery, and this man came in and demanded the money, right, that they had. And he just said, we literally don't have any money right now. The store has, the bakery hasn't even opened. Like, there's nothing here. If you're gonna rob me, come back later. So the guy found that unacceptable and shot and killed him.
Wow.
Right.
Bam.
Oh. But
That's tragic. That is tragic.
it is tragic. But again, what I think of it as is that, like, if you believe in that kind of thing, which, believe it or not, I am more of a skeptical, logical, like, there's got to be answers for this kind of thing. Though I am also like X-Files, I want to believe. But I would
magical twist. He comes back and he haunts the guy that shot him.
Yes, I would love that.
No, it probably was a miscommunication, because the robber probably said, "Give me the dough," and he's like, "Listen, I don't have any money," and he's working at a fucking bakery. It's like,
I see it right there.
Yep.
no, maybe he just wanted fucking bread. I don't know. He's like,
Yeah.
"No, hand it over.
I need a bag.
But at
Yeah.
least he didn't.
Need a bag for this, buddy." Call the
Yeah.
cops.
Yeah, he
But,
wanted baguettes.
Yes.
That's
Now,
what
if
it
you
was.
do want a little bit happier, lighter ending, the only reason I even know this story is because when I was in college, I was at home at my parents' house, and I had fallen asleep, and in my dream there was like this light that was coming toward me and coming toward me and coming toward me, and I woke up, but I could still see that light in front of me. when I woke up. And I was like, well, that's weird. And then it wasn't until years later during the pandemic that I told my mom how weird was that dream that I had, that I was looking out on this hillside and there was this white fence and this light was coming toward me. And she's like, well, that sounds a lot like the story of, and then she told me the story and I was like,
That's scary as shit.
I would probably stay away from bakeries if I were you. I mean,
Yeah,
100%
right.
stay away from bakeries. Yeah.
years, yeah, but I never
Get
got
away
It's
from
kind of
that, yeah.
tragic
Solid,
where
Eric.
it's just
Solid,
like he got to
solid.
choose being shot at a bakery over heaven, or you see if he does get up to heaven and now he's in line and they're like, yo, man, you had a shortcut and you didn't take it. And he's like, no, I didn't know the line was this long. I didn't know the line was this long.
And all over like 30 or 50 pesos at that time, which is like pennies on a dollar.
Is I mean, I'm not
Oh,
giving
I'm
you
just
guess.
saying, just saying.
Maybe
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah,
So,
that was that sucked.
but yeah, so that's one of my favorites, like I said, because it's really neat to be able to have a platform to like tell your history. So that's cool, to be able to do
Do
that.
you lead on with that as far as like when you meet new people, you're like, I had a dream once of a big and all of a sudden he talked to me and gave me a story, and you're like, wow.
No. Nobody starts with that story,
No.
Tony, unless you're like a really lonely guy at a bar with bad pickup lines, and you just walk up to a woman and say, "Hey, do you know when the next lunar eclipse is?" And she's just like got her one hand on the pepper spray, like you're looking rolling up like Harvey Weinstein in that whole scenario.
Yes.
Amanda, are you into to tarot? Are you into spiritual readings? Are you into like psychic endeavors?
I
Stuff
think
like
they're
that?
all fascinating. I've never done like a tarot reading or anything like that. I do love like haunted house, like those kind of things. Like what are they now? Now names are leaving my brain because I'm
Paranormal
like
entity,
paranormal
in a house,
investigation.
some
I think it's
sort.
really interesting. I don't think I've ever seen anything like, at least on TV. that I'm
I
like,
think everybody loves it when
love
a psychic gets arrested. So that way, leaves everybody the punchline. Like, what? They didn't see that coming. They didn't know they were gonna get arrested. What kind of psychic are they? What
Yes.
did they get arrested for? Oh, they got arrested
I'm
for
literally-
fraud because they're not a psychic. You fucking idiot. Amazing, though, right? Isn't that terrible? And of course the person's not gonna feel bad. Like, well, I knew they weren't real. Like, yeah, you knew nothing. You're freaking. Remember the 1-900 numbers you used to call in, Miss Cleo? The Miss Cleo
you
was.
can say yes, Miss Cleo.
They had the FBI busted them for racketeering, right?
Did they
So there was
really?
not just So it was a brilliant scam, right? They taught
Oh,
all
it was
these women
it was
how
a
to do
great
a
scheme.
Jamaican accent and to kind
No
of speak
shit.
vaguely. So there was like 155 different Miss Cleos or like impersonators on the phone lines. And
And they're
crap, right?
like, hello, my name is Miss Cleo. You've been calling my network.
It didn't take like a lot of detective work to figure out like she can't possibly take all
Yeah,
these
that's
calls at the same time.
Oh my
So Columbo went down there. Peter Falk with Alzheimer's. That's why it took so long. They're like, just put the jacket on, Peter Falk. Just do your fucking thing.
Who was
Sent him down
who
there.
was the lawyer that was in the wheelchair?
Oh, Ironside.
Ironsides, yeah.
Ironside. Detective Ironside. What stopped you from this? They went upstairs again. Like, God damn it! What a getaway! What a getaway!
Damn you, Ironsides! Damn you!
I saw the one episode of Ironside where he had the wheelchair on him and he held onto a helicopter, and
What?
I'm like, yeah. Oh, well, it was Ironside. The movie was like a TV movie special for
Okay.
Ironside, right? And this was the big thing. He was the same dude that played Perry Mason. So they're like, "Can you do Perry Mason?" He's like, "Yeah, I can, but I'm not walking." It's like, dude, all right, we'll put in your contract. Maybe your character's in a wheelchair like that.
Limited script, no walking.
Like that On Ellis
free buffet.
Island movie of
Free buffet,
Morgan
everything.
Freeman playing a writer. But yeah, that was like the most exciting. And everyone thought the same thing when he was like holding onto the helicopter, where you're like, if only his legs were working, like he probably would have caught the helicopter or done something more worthy of what situation he was already at. I just want to give we're going to change it up just a little bit because we did have some terrible, terrible news to happen today, Tony. The actor Paul Rubens, man who played Pee Wee Herman, passed away today at the age of 70 after losing his battle with cancer. Pee-wee, he was known for he was known for a couple of things. He was in the movie Blow. He did the movie or the TV series Pee-wee Herman's Playhouse, where it was,
Buffy
it was a
Vampire
kids
Slayer.
theme. Yeah, he did Buffy the Vampire Slayer. He was known for his scandal of masturbating through a popcorn box inside of a movie theater. And, that happens, I guess. You get your
people.
Listen,
It
Amanda,
does.
you get yourself in a chair that doesn't start talking to you. You're like, I guess I could masturbate now, whether you're in a public movie theater or not. But yeah, he died 70 years old. No overdose, nothing like that. Thank God. Unfortunately, 70 years old. He lived a great life. He taught kids like myself, like that's how you're officially getting older when the people were like, hey, remember the guy that played Barney? Yeah. Well, remember David Carradine and how he died? Kind of like that, but nothing unfortunate like that. But still, Pee-wee Herman has passed away. The Playhouse is closed down there. Tony, your thoughts?
Oh man, that's a shame. No more licka hi mecca hiney ho.
Yeah. No, I think that guy's still alive, but somebody's got
yeah. I guess there's that.
Eric, what do you think about that, brother? What do you think? Pee-wee Herman?
I loved him in Blow. He was a true inspiration when he was masturbating in the movie theater. I loved it. I loved every second of
That's a
it.
journeyman right there.
If you're gonna jerk off,
That's
what an
everything that
adrenaline
you
rush.
just wanted to be.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, before Pee-wee Herman, it was unacceptable and perverted, and it still was for a long time after.
Before, after, during. Yeah.
Still now it's called pulling a Pee-wee.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
shame.
Reasons, I
That's
guess.
a shame. You know what? You have a career like in the entertainment industry, and you've done some great quality movies for a long time. Even if you were an entertainer in the childhood sector, where even the guy who did like Blue's Clues, like all three of those
Steve,
guys.
yeah, the
like
original one.
Steve, Joe, and where Billy Bob, wherever he is now.
Because
or
right
whatever.
now, with that many different hosts on that Blue's Clues show, it just makes Blue look like he's not a good dog to own.
Yeah,
where you're just like, here, you take the fucking thing. I'm moving out.
Multi-person owner.
Like another guy comes into there on a full DMT trip and says, "What does this cartoon house come with? A lot of clues and a blue dog. Sounds good to me. I'll be here for a good."
Yeah, all he hears is.
You're here to 3 to 4 years.
That was pretty good, man. It sounded just like him.
That's pretty right?
That was good.
But, Amanda, which childhood show did you grow up with?
Oh my god. I loved TV. I still love TV. Like, man, love good TV shows. But probably there's so many. But probably the
What's your
Power
go-to
Rangers.
show? Like,
Oh
are
my
you a
goodness.
Netflix watcher, Paramount? Like, are you a
watch them all.
streamer? Are you?
I watch them all.
Reminder: if you like Blue Bloods, you're like 60 years old, and
No, I love currently I have a lot of shows that I watch on rotations. But I love The Office, Parks and Recreation, all of those light comedies that just
Let's throw it in there again, Kevin. Me and Kevin are actually from the home of The Office, Scranton, Pennsylvania.
yes. Does that mean you love it or you hate it? Because I feel
no,
It's such an accurate representation.
Is it?
of the city.
Because oh my god, my friend and I we send quotes to each other all the time. We send the memes. We just such a great show. There's only one episode that I won't watch. It's lame.
Oh boy, which one is it?
Oh, it's Scott's Tots.
oh my God, I love Scott's
You
Tots.
love Scott's Tots. I
I
can't.
like it because it's got that very cringy moment where he has to. You already know he has no money. He has nothing but batteries for the laptops for the kids, that are now all grown up. It just shows what somebody does when they have all the best of intentions and a great speech and absolutely no plan.
That's everybody as a representative of Scranton.
Maybe that's why you appreciate it more than I do.
This is why we could
absolutely.
absolutely
I can't watch this. I can't.
It's such a sad thing because and not to say that even Scranton now, oh man, to get into the fate of Scranton, right? The city itself is I hate to say like it's a washed up city that is filled with nonprofit organizations, but that's what it is.
Oh.
It's so accurate.
There's a specific law that was passed during the early 90s, and from 92 to 93. All politicians agreed on it. A lot of hands were washed, and it felt like a good solution to keep the mortgages and appraisals continuing to going higher. Because if you have homeless people in New York, Rudy Giuliani said to himself one day, let's just throw them all in prison. And that was kind of weird, right?
Well,
so he did. I'm not joking.
He had a plan.
That was one.
I guess
plan.
yeah. If you say I have a plan, you're not lying.
Yeah, and you got a good amount of the
Never
citizens there.
one.
He says, "Well, if you're not a cop, you're probably a crook. So start patting each other down." And it didn't get. I want to say it got better under Mayor Bloomberg, but it didn't. It really just stayed the course. He just looked at Wall Street. He's like, Bloomberg market hour. There's my name still there. I'm still rich as all hell, and this is cool. But unfortunately, what happened is they wanted to kind of stretch out welfare throughout different neighboring states and rural communities, which sounds like a fantastic idea if jobs are in place first. You can't just take people, they build these development areas and empty land. So whoever owned the empty land, now they got some cash in their hand. So they're like, hey, look at all that money I got now. Hands washed there, right? Now you have extra population, which just tells the state, well, wait, this city grew by this much. Yeah, but those are artificial numbers grown. Didn't really grow organically at all. So Scranton and Wilkes-Barre and the surrounding areas have different rural areas basically turned into New York City's dumping ground for stuff that they just didn't want to take care of because they were actually decentivized to do so to begin with. And thank your politicians for that idea, because they just said it was basically like sweeping the dirt under the carpet and then shipping the carpet to the woods. And you're like, whoa, that carpet's still good. Why don't you put it in a neighboring area? And they literally had no other plan besides just to put people in an area and then just say like, well, they'll figure it out, right? And
that's pretty.
Normally, if you already take somebody from a poor and a bad situation and put them in a different area, they're going to be building more prisons in that area. And that's what we ended up getting in northeastern Pennsylvania, a lot more prisons built. But The Office is a hilarious show. Well, that's just the history of the welfare reform plan right there, which gets more and more boring. We'll probably have to edit a whole bunch of that out. But
half your audience.
I love Scott's Tots. That is actually one of my favorite episodes because of the cringe one. What I didn't like was, and do you know what the one cringe moment is? Was where Jim and Pam are there. He's like hugging onto her, and she's like trying to pull away from him there when she was at the beginning of season 2. And then Roy is like, "Hey, Halpert, what do you think you're doing?" And I'm like, "Well, I got an idea, and you do too." But she's kind of like leading him on the whole time.
Oh my god, the whole time.
So, have you ever known any women that do that to men while also being in a relationship with their boyfriends who are also working at the same place? Because I can name about 5 different situations I've seen happen that to.
Personally, no. Thankfully not. Like, I don't know. I think sometimes
like you don't have a friend that was just like, I like this dude, but I'm with another dude.
I know. Well, I mean, yeah, I think that there's just something in the personality of my personality that those kind of people just don't attract to. I'm like, hey.
You can honestly say that not every one of your friends are normal.
Oh,
you have to have
my friends are not normal. Don't get me wrong. Just most of my friends aren't jerks.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
don't go thinking me or my friends are normal.
quote unquote normal.
Well, man, I know you must be wondering exactly who Eric Magula is right next door to you there. So yes. Eric used to do his show called The Big Daddy's Road Show until Tom figured out that Eric was funnier than Tom and wanted to push him off of the show. And am I accurate on that one there?
So kind of what happened, I was wondering if you're gonna bring that up, and I guess the best answer for that is I was expected to like write after I was working, like I would work a 12-hour shift, I'd come home and I was expected to write 2 hours every day, you know what I mean? And it became like so much to the point where it was like I was burnt out. I was completely just overwriting, and he wouldn't like accept that answer. And it kind of just escalated from there. Some people see it as that, like I was funnier, I guess. A lot of people reached out to me. But yeah, I don't know. He painted me out to be like the bad guy, I guess.
Hey, I've been in that boat. I used to guest on that show every now and then, Amanda. So I said, you know what? We got to bring Eric on here. He's got some banter going on, but I'm sorry. I just keep getting into these run-on sentences because dead air gives me anxiety sometimes, But yeah, that's what Eric's doing here, because he's a funny guy. Like he was actually funnier than Tom, and Tom has passed away by now. I think he died of COVID or something like that. He was overweight, had diabetes, and a whole bunch of other stuff going on as well. So no one knows who the actual culprit was, but all of those things, the trifecta comes in there, and you don't really, you'd hit the dark with something like that.
I got a phone call about that, and they were just like, hey, Tom died in his sleep, and I was like, the only thing I could think of was how they got him out of that house. Yeah. That's the only thing that came to my mind was like, dude, they had to have a fucking team and maybe like a forklift involved. I have no idea, but hey,
he was a big guy, had a messy house.
Yeah, man, he was a fucking big. Yeah, he was a real big guy.
But man, getting back to you real quick. So you do karaoke on the spot?
Yeah. And sometimes I get them ahead of time, but a lot of times I'll just be like, somebody will throw something in the chat, the YouTube chat, and I'll be like,
what was the strangest song that you've ever had requested to you?
Well, I did do a comedy night once. So lots of Weird Al, that kind of thing. But I have a few listeners who just will throw out songs, and I'm like, what? Like, because I have no idea what they are. Even if they're like major artists, so they'll pull out, the D side practically. Like, where did this song even come from? I was just thinking about it today. One of the comedy ones that I really liked, though. I'll tell you a few of them. But one of the comedy ones I really liked was a Weird Al called Word Crimes. I don't know if you've heard of that one, and it's wonderful because it goes into all of the grammatical errors that people make. It
is what you're onto. Like, that is one of the deeper cuts of Weird Al for sure.
It is. But I love it. And then there's one that somebody had asked me to do one time, and it's actually one of my favorites now. It's not pop or anything that you would know, but it is actually this song called "The Girl in 14G." And my favorite thing about it is that it's about a girl who's just a normal girl, and she moves into the apartment, and there is an opera singer who lives above her and a jazz singer who lives below her. So in the song, I get to play all three characters. So I'll be singing, like, I'm lost in my Jane Austen when, and then like I go, oh, and sing that, and then I the whole thing.
You can tell you were a theater kid growing up.
Oh my God, yeah, yes.
What's a couple different things that you've done in your lifetime as far as like your favorite roles, especially through theater?
Oh my God. One of my favorites, I was Maria in West Side Story.
Of course, the best.
Right? Like, classic. Yeah. I'm currently playing Mrs. Potts in Beauty and the Beast.
I was gonna say that. I've seen some multiple pictures. They look fantastic, by the way.
This giant spout.
You really do.
It's huge.
Yeah. That was one thing I didn't understand. Like, where the witch has given this guy a curse, right? And for some odd reason, every innocent person around him gets fucked over and turned into a tablecloth shit. Like, like, hey man, I just worked here and now I'm a living candle. What the hell?
He actually has a line. He has almost that exact line. It just isn't.
Yeah, it's almost as if Disney's like, okay, we don't have enough roles for all the kids. Yeah. So
they had to cancel out some energetic roles. Like there was like a can of tuna fish.
Yes.
Yeah. Like some kids, like some school director is screaming at one kid, "No, You make a better door than a window. And Tony, you make a better window than a door. Switch places, switch costumes. What the fuck?
Yes.
Yeah.
Candelabras. How dare they?
Yeah. And then another one I actually really liked, I did Little Red and Into the Woods as well. I don't know if you guys have seen that show, but that's a really fun role.
Is that like a Little Red Riding Hood thing, or okay?
I was going to say that actually continues into something
that's
that
another
you're doing
one.
right now.
That's another one I got a little bone to pick with because you know, there's a lot of unnecessary dialogue there between Little Red Riding Hood and the wolf dressed up like a grandmother, you know, like dressed in drag.
Yes.
Where she's
Right.
like,
how did she
"Boy,
like,
you-
oh, what
Grandma, you awfully look like a wolf dressed up like a woman." You know, like, end of story, man. That's all the dialogue needed.
My transgender grandma.
Open the door and be like, "Oh, my
I
grandmother's
agree.
dead and there's a wolf in there. Time to call the cops."
There's a kid
What a
show
deep and
I
grizzly
ran.
voice you have, grandma.
I'm sorry, there's a kid show you were on?
There's a kid show I ran one time, and it was, you know, it's one of those shows that they write for schools to do, and that actually always bugged me because she would come in and be like, it's a song, so she goes, "Granny, Granny, 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 what big eyes you have." You know, and it's a
How's that
Wow.
a song?
That's even
crazy.
minute. Then the wolf goes, "The better to see you, my dear." And then she does it again, "Granny, Granny." And she does it again and again. And I'm like, what do we even do with this? I guess she just takes one step toward the wolf and sings, and then another step towards the wolf and sings, and another step towards the, what is going on?
And there he is. There she is, walking into the jaws of the wolf.
I don't understand. Granny, Granny,
Yeah.
Granny, Granny.
Well, that's kind of like the weird thing.
Your
Was this
dad's
the same
handing it up.
wolf? Did he like say, "All right, that's it. Fuck going after pigs, all right? I'm out of breath.
John, those pigs are too smart. Let
I'm
me
going to go
after
for
the
little old
girl."
ladies only now."
They tricked me the first and second time, but number 3.
No.
Yeah, I
Those
think
dorky
I
little
would be more
bastards.
startled if you're the Little Red Riding Hood. You should be more startled that there is a wolf that can fully speak English. You know, and you're just like, fuck. You know, like, dude.
Hey.
I actually got into a conversation with some friends probably about a month ago, where we were talking about like the origins of real like English literature for folktale and how they came to be, as far as like the Three Little Pigs and
Very interesting.
Jack Be Nimble, Jack Be Quick, you know, the Mother Goose, all of those particular stories were like really, really fucked up.
They were
Well,
so
yeah, especially
bad.
this new people are getting a little angry now that I guess there's a new version of Snow White out there where Snow White is no longer white. Now hold on. There's a lot of dialogue to start up the whole Snow White thing, the original version. By the way, out of our favorite country, Germany, holy shit. They're like, let's just pull this out of the book right here. Now it starts up where they knew that she was that they knew that Snow White was good because her skin was pure and white like snow. That's how they knew she was good, because of the color of her skin. Holy shit.
Mhm. It's
So
true.
that kind of dialogue is, people are worried about children being conditioned with drag queens reading to them. Well, if drag queens are reading this kind of shit to them, well, it kind of evens the scales out of, what the hell are you doing? You know,
Well,
now
you know,
the-
like Hansel and Gretel is like
Hansel
about,
and
was it
Gretel
the
is about
Black
killing fat kids.
Plague?
I'm all about that idea, you know, like it's,
Well, like,
John.
it's like, I'm trying to remember, is it the Black Plague?
Oh,
it
man.
was the Black
It was
Plague.
the
You are
Black
right.
Plague.
You are 100% right. Yeah.
And and it was like people would abandon their children because they were too expensive to feed. And then
Yeah.
some people, you know, if they would, you know, cannibalize or whatever. And
No,
like-
here she is, an old biddy out in the woods. She's got a house made of candy, just because like that's the only thing that she can make her house out of.
Yeah. Yeah.
she had an endless supply of sugar.
An endless
Well,
supply of
this
sugar.
is the no. That was another signal right there. They were trying to tell people that Women were bad at making houses, but they were great at baking so well to the point where they could live inside of their cookies.
Oh,
Exactly. It's
now it makes sense.
it's another subliminal message right there. It's like, why didn't you just build a house? Well, women aren't good with tools, but you could bake really good. So that's in fact, she baked so well that she got the kids so fat quickly and she killed them.
Well, the original version actually anticipated that the children were English speaking, and because they were English speaking, they were American, and fat American children automatically related straight to the candy house.
I mean, I just went straight to The Simpsons personally.
Yeah,
that was good.
That was a good show, by the way.
At least in a musical type of environment, like the Sound of Music, right? Bringing that whole Germany kind of thing there, where you're just like, you have to like pause a little bit and be like, okay, first of all, this is no time to be singing.
At least they didn't have them sing while they were like hiding,
like
searching. They're like,
children, how will we distract the Nazis? Oh, let's sing a song for them.
The bombs are coming.
Very well, we shall. Like, if that was the whole thing, you send every gay soldier over there, do a goddamn Broadway play. They sneak all the Jewish people out of the concentration camps because they're doing West Side Story or whatever the hell. Man, you'd be a part of that idea, right?
Oh my God, yeah.
Absolutely. You see, on board.
If it's musical and it defeats the Nazis, I am in.
You see, you got two birds, one stone, no birds harmed. Actually,
I am your girl
right there.
for bringing
Unless
down
they're
the Nazi
needed
music.
4 school plays, then there could be more birds. 4 birds, 1 stone, or whatever.
Now, see, the good thing about this whole conversation, Kevin, I don't know if you knew, but Amanda's also a writer.
She is, yeah. You have to be a writer to be creative. You can tell she's a very creative person, and that's what's making this episode so easy right now. So, Amanda, what are you working on as far as writing?
Well, I'm actually working on bringing these scripts from my podcast together to actually make a book out of it, which would be really cool. Like, because it's so varied, and there's some things that I feel like everybody can find interesting. And I before this I was like, oh, I'm an okay writer. Like I could do. And coming out doing this podcast where I'm writing scripts and every month basically, like, so it's like 10 15 pages a month, getting that out and then to put it together eventually and then haven't started that part yet, like write like a forward part. That's the scary part for me.
No, yeah, and you have to act. You're almost acting as me and Tony and Sparky do, and you're acting as your own production company.
Yes.
To a degree, because you're putting the whole show together, and after seeing all the work you put in throughout the week, and then seeing like views at like 26, and you're like, what the fuck are you talking about? 26. And trying to get into the hashtags of algorithms where you're like hashtag save lives or whatever the hell you could put down.
We have some that are at like 500 views and we're like, awesome. And then, some that are like at 100 and we're like,
yeah. Like we get a lot of,
I don't know what the difference is.
We get a ton of downloads off of Spotify of all things, right?
I don't get Spotify. I don't understand.
Well, that's the thing though. We do, we're in the block of like comedy podcasts. So people start flipping around. They're like, hey, you might like the Podguyz podcast because of Tony's brilliance of actually naming and starting up the podcast. Yeah. I just joined in on this thing.
The big thing is hashtags and not to say that,
well,
I'm like the king of hashtags.
No. Tony's the king of marketing when it comes down to it, because he's like, maybe, and it's a thing that always seems to work. So you have Amanda on Demanda, right? Yeah,
I did have. I am very proud of my name.
I could remember it. I'm not even that good with memory, but Tony just picked one word and then said, you know what? The other word sounds like the other word too. The pod guy will be the Podguyz Podcast. Yeah. Because pod and kind of like it goes together like that. So naming and marketing is also a big thing, especially content and getting it out there. People are so addicted to watching stuff. Yeah. Everybody wants a new thing every day. So the competition level is the next person that also thinks that they want to be famous and cool, and with
Oh yeah, I want to be cool, guys.
yeah. Well,
I'm gonna try
Stop it,
Spotify.
you
Go on
are.
Spotify.
you're in the right place.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm excited. I think we were talking about the podcast earlier, and I don't think I mentioned the name of my other actual podcast you can find on streaming on all of the platforms. Basically, is called the Magical Mystery Hour. And so we kind of came up with that because we're like, oh, we're doing music and mysteries and the Magical Mystery tour and all that. So it's called the Magical Mystery Hour. And I just did one actually that was really cool too. Because we don't just do, it's not only paranormal. A lot of times I try to work some crazy theory about each mystery in, but also did some like true crime, and did also like the MH370 disappearance.
Ooh, go into
I
that.
was hooked.
exactly
I was hooked on that. Oh my
Go
god.
listen to my podcast on that. It's a
Yeah.
really interesting story.
Is it on Spotify?
Yeah, it is.
It is. That's where I listen to all my podcasts. Spotify for sure. Hell yeah. Yep.
Yeah. That was.
Go into a little bit on that. I don't know what the whole thing is.
You don't know about MH370?
Enlighten me.
Oh.
I'm ready.
What the hell, Tony? You don't know about these things.
I'm a loser.
It's a flight that was Malaysian.
Well, I'm sure Amanda's just gonna summarize and paraphrase it here, but the full episode's on her podcast.
Shut up, Kevin. Let her talk.
Go for it.
Oh yeah. Again, I will really quickly just let you know. It's Malaysian Airlines flight 370 was flying out of Kuala Lumpur Airport, and when it crossed over into between, because there's kind of sections where you like talk to certain stations basically, and when it went between, they said goodnight to one and disappeared completely.
Never heard of again.
Never.
Oof.
That is the freakiest shit ever. Like the last words this guy said was good night and nothing
Boom.
from there on. It was fucking fascinating.
And
was
there's so
hooked.
many theories. Like some people had thought it was a terrorist attack, and there was even two passengers on the flight that were on stolen passports that were on a do not fly list. This passport, and they were still on. And then everybody went, "Oh well, it was terrorist." And then it turns out that they were just refugees trying to get out of the country. So completely not. And then there's theories apparently on these kind of planes you can get into the computer's brain by lifting up a hatch and going down a ladder. It's not even locked.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's so
literally
many...
like the old Batman, like Adam West Batman.
It's nuts. And then I do go into like there are some people who believe like in time travel theories. They time traveled.
They've probably just seen that old it was an old Stephen King series back in the day when they're just like, hey, there was one episode where a plane went through a time portal, and what we know now, Malaysian Airlines, there was a lot of jokes about it too. Just like, hey, I sent my wife to Malaysian Airlines, so I'm free next week for golf.
Yeah, and they did find some wreckage, which even that is mysterious. In that, like, they couldn't find the wreckage. They were spending millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars on this search. And then this one guy said, well, I consulted some experts on, ocean tides and direction. And he went out to a beach and searched for a couple hours and then found debris. When experts searching the entire world.
Yeah, just some random guy, man.
Some random dude found it.
On a mushroom trip on a fucking boat, dude. He's just finding wreckage of this missing plane, dude. It was great.
Yeah, that's like the
there he is out in the thing.
What the fuck is it?
Out on the ocean tripping balls. It's like, yo, man, that shit.
Yep.
Yeah, that's like the one thing that made Castaway, the movie, feel like it was just like, no, man. No, they like, what did they do? They went by the plane every day and they were just like, we didn't see anything but one small remote island, but we didn't really check it out for fucking ever. Yeah, we just flew over and looked at him. We said, hey, there's no way he could be living there.
Besides, that movie, it made me terrified of flying.
Same.
We know what the name of the island is. The name of the island is Help. So whatever. Unless it says it's got the coconuts down there.
No other reason.
You spell it out of bamboo or like coconut shavings.
Yes.
See, if you learned anything from TV, you would learn how to save yourself. But no, nobody takes that advice. They're like, oh no, I'm gonna fucking die.
That's why, well, that's kind of why people give up on stuff so very easy, is because they watch so much TV where they're like, hold on now. This was only supposed to take 10 minutes. And I'm on to like 3 weeks right now because montages have been able to do so much time lapsing along the ways where you're like, my God, it took Tim Allen and his kid one season to build a car.
Wait. I'm gonna go around the room. Give me an average day count of how many days do you think you would take for you to get rescued? On average, Amanda, what would you think that how would you fare if you were abandoned on an island? Straight out dead out the gate, or are you lasting 30 days?
This isn't even a desert island game. This is just like, did you die?
Would you die? You know, it's difficult because I think that I would drive myself insane really fast. Like, I would just probably be in a constant state of panic attack and just die of exhaustion. My realistic guess is a few days. I would be very grumpy because I couldn't eat.
Well, let's be honest, Amanda.
Like,
wait.
The other part of me is like, wait, no,
question.
because I also have like a really strong will to live. Like, so I think another thought of mine is maybe I would just become like full mountain woman, and I would make a spear and I would hunt and I would be okay. As long as you can find water. As long as you can find that water.
There's real quick. Let me interject real quick here, okay? 3 out of 4 of us, they'd be looking on the railroad tracks for, because they'd be like, well, you know, they probably all got depressed. And then one, they'd have bloodhounds out for, and a husband at home saying, oh my God, where's my wife at? They'd bang down doors and shit, assuming the worst. You would be found within if you weren't found in the hour, you're dead, Amanda. I'm guaranteeing you right now. Like, you wouldn't be on a damn island. There'd be no way. Tony, myself, and Eric, they'd be like, they probably assumed different identities because they have $500.
God, my wife would have my insurance program like already cashed in like one day in.
Yeah, she'd try to get the Gerber baby life insurance off your mom, Tony. You know, she'd be like, give me that fucking thing.
Kids are dressed up in their suits and shit, and they're
maybe
like,
you don't grow up plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's certain, there's just, I'm just throwing it out there for reality's sake. But as far as being on a desert island and survival wise, it's gotta be an insane concept to get through.
Yeah,
you know?
Mentally, I think I'm probably at like a 40 to 50% survival rate just by watching TV alone. And that's now in reality, I'm probably like at a 3.
Now,
but
are you going to fashion your pants into a hat like Michael Scott?
Ooh.
Oh.
That is a
and
good
then
call.
fashion them back into pants when it gets cold.
I think
That's
with
my
the amount of have you ever watched Naked and Afraid?
Only at a friend's house, but so I do know of the show.
Only at a friend's house.
They were obsessed with the show.
It's randomly on TV. You're sitting there.
We were there, and they're like, "I'm gonna watch the show now." And I was like, "Oh, okay."
I'm going to need my blanket while I watch this show now.
Hide your backpack, folks. We're going in. What kind of, and not to say you have weird friends, but you're going to out your weird friends. You're going to be like Naked and Afraid. How would they do in a show like that as well?
Well, they watch enough, they're convinced that they would be great.
That they do pretty well.
Yeah, because
that's more of a dating show, though. Like if you're gonna name the show Naked and Afraid, put a serial killer on the island with them. All right, also naked and chasing them down. You know, you're missing the afraid part.
I mean, that show would be a hit today. It really would.
It's
I'd
like
watch
Hunger.
it, man.
Let's be
Yeah,
real.
you would have
like,
to call it Hunger Games.
Reality
again.
TV shows, true crime, just like all murderinos, the whole.
Yeah. Pull out the guy from Unsolved Mysteries. What is he doing? Put him in game show mode. Give him a fucking Hawaiian shirt this time, like trench coat still, or he's just like, on this episode of Naked and Afraid, we stripped down 2 people that needed the money and released 1 serial killer from the mental institution.
We have
he doesn't
John.
know where he is.
He's a cannibal.
I mean, I think it's $1 million idea.
That would be great. I would watch. I would watch.
It's a $1
every
million
episode of it.
idea and $1 billion lawsuit.
Yep.
Jeez.
Holy fuck.
Your Honor, they signed the waivers. It's like, yes, but the waivers were illegal. You can't just have people sign stuff and think that every illegal stuff in there is just legal now. Oh well.
That's true. Kevin, how do you think you would fare?
Oh man, I'd be close to dead. I think some kind of ancient tribe would be there, and they would either think I was their god, or now their ticket to more nourishment for their
More
belly.
soup.
Oh yeah, more soup. It's a desert island. I would need to know how many trees are there. I need to know the landscape. I need some more details. It's like
I love
when
that you
people
need more details for your survival.
Yeah, I really.
You're like, there's 42 trees. Oh, if there were only 43.
If I did,
If only.
no, if there was 42 trees, that'd be fine. But it's still a tricky question. Like, people like to play that boredom game where they say, "Oh, desert island," as they did on The Office the one time. What 3 movies could you watch forever? And it's just pick 3 movies that you already hate, because you don't want to take movies with you that you're going to ruin now forever, because you're going to watch them and hate them forever. So you might as well just have something as background noise there to further drive yourself into insanity.
That's fair.
Now, Amanda's been the silent killer lately, but Eric has been definitely the silent fart of the group right now.
He has been, yes, sir.
I am
Eric,
quiet. I'm sorry. I've just been letting you guys. I'd probably die in the first 5 minutes. Honestly, I can't swim for shit. I'd probably try to swim. Yeah, I'm not making it far. There's no. I have 0 survival skills, man. There's no way.
I feel like something drastic has to happen within 5 minutes, though. Like you're just walking around and like a flying alligator comes by and bites you in the goddamn head, and it's like, yeah, 6 minutes. But,
that'd be it for me. Yep.
Very plausible.
I don't know. I feel like you have some hidden skill somewhere where you're
mentally, like you said, mentally I could 100% survive it. But when it comes down to it, I'm dead. 5 minutes tops.
Yeah. I'm at, like I said, I'm at 3. I could probably wrestle something to the ground, or I could scavenge for something. But do I know it's poisonous? No, I'm just toast.
God, no.
Yeah.
Well, big shout out to Jim Henderson, where he posted our most popular meme on the Podguyz Podcast Facebook fan page right here. It says, "Gonna tell my kids that this is Jason Aldean and that thing he wanted us to try in a small town." And as you can see, it's just the Tiger King right there, hanging out with his two very happy friends right there. The one looks thrilled. The one kind of looks like he doesn't want any part of the picture. But he's there anyways, and that's.
No, he was the cock. If you remember the show.
Did
you ever watch the Tiger King, Amanda, or not?
Yep. We had to cover that show back in the COVID days, because that was the only way to calm down the world. The world's like, we're all gonna die. They're like, wait, look this guy.
Amanda, were you a watcher?
I somehow managed not to, and I actually was tempted. I watched
the best. It was the best.
I watched the previews, and then it was one of those things where you were in a camp, right? You either were like this, you were in the I love it and I'm gonna watch it and it's incredible and I'm gonna watch it again, or you were in the ones that like, I still haven't watched it. It has been 132 days and I still have not watched The Tiger King. And somehow I just ended up in that camp.
Is he still in jail?
Get to that point where the lady, I forget her name, but the lady that was in the show that
Carol Baskins.
Carol Baskins.
Bitch.
Carol Baskins.
Fuck that bitch.
Carol Baskins killed her husband, fed him to the tigers.
You knew that she was guilty as shit for something, but you couldn't put 2 and 2 together in order to find wherever she hid the body. Mm-hmm. And that was kind of like the thing that they knew that she did something, but can never find proof.
Yeah.
I just like 100%. How people even found it to be people tried making it political, where they said, Trump can get a lot of votes right now if he just pardons the Tiger King. And I'm like, what the
yeah.
Is this where we came from? Like
There's
every
your
show.
12% redneck trailer park vote.
It's like Amanda, you cannot relate to this next, and neither can I, neither can Tony or Eric. We can't relate to this next story. It is posted here by Tony Kaz and the Podguyz Podcast Facebook fan page right here. Yes, you posted this one. It says, and this is the headline to it: I've had 43 cosmetic procedures to become a Barbie doll lookalike, but critics say I look like a zombie. And she kind of does have that very zombie look right there. She has apparently been dubbed the Iraqi Barbie by some thanks to her blonde locks and statement features. The presenter and actress revealed her latest look in a new video, with one critic commenting "zombie." Like, that's not a critic. That's just
a person.
That's a jerk. Critics normally go into more than one sentence. However, others have seemingly been left fascinated by Dahlia's dramatic appearance, and she now has more than 996,000 followers on Instagram. So, Amanda, all that hard work you do on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, when you could have just gotten unnecessary plastic surgery and looked like what is now deemed to be a zombie look for Barbie. Wow. Kind of looks like Chucky's girlfriend from one of those, whatever the hell, Chucky, where he's just a doll that you can kick, and you can. He's very short,
looking like busted up Madonna lookalike.
It's not good. This is the picture right here. We'll pop it on the screen right there. That's the real person right there.
It looks like my sleep paralysis demon. Jesus Christ. Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
It's like it's almost as if the fairy godmother came through the window and gave the blow-up doll those same Pinocchio things right there, which, by the way, might still be Kim Kardashian's origin story. We're not sure. Not 100% on that one. But
that's another show I have managed to never see an episode of.
Oh, no. Thank goodness.
Yeah, the Kardashians. Well, it's pretty easy. Just take every girl you've ever known from high school that were like really relying on their looks to never stop being good, and they've solved that with plastic surgery and money, because their dad was a very famous lawyer for an alleged murderer such as O.J. Simpson, which, now that we know what happens to people's heads after getting bashed at them so many times along, the violence kind of seems more apparent than ever. But in a video, Dahlia could be seen posing next to her makeup artist, who tells her, "You look so beautiful, my dear, like Barbie," because when you're painting plastic and it starts talking back to you while you're not on acid, that feels like an advantage, something you want to take advantage of, I guess, right? So poor Dahlia is a presenter and actress who has starred in plays and TV shows to her great acclaim in her home country. She lives in Iraq, because if you were thinking Iraq was just full of terrorists and war zone criminals and all that nice stuff, Barbie, or a lookalike, actually lives there. So wake up, America. It's nothing that we... oh my God!
Now,
look at this one. This one ain't even close, dude. That's not even close.
That's atrocious, dude.
Like through the screen, at least that looks like it's all filtered.
Yeah, that, you know what it is? It looks like
that looks like it's not her.
It looks like the AI version.
Yeah.
It looks like somebody drew Barbie from memory.
Paralysis.
And, people, they just get addicted to surgery.
Mm-hmm.
And they do. Like, they don't even see themselves anymore. They see like what they envisioned looking like and what else they can fix.
It's kind of sad, because there's a lot of character traits that come along with aging and not aging, and how you take care of yourself, and all that nice stuff that you could take two people. Look at Roseanne compared to Madonna right now. Like there are those memes going around where people are like, Roseanne looks pretty good right now, and anybody who likes the show The Connors is a jerk. Those people stabbed her in the back like there was like in a heartbeat too, while she's trying to save their jobs. They could have at least said, hey, she's really not a bad person. She caught a bad rap or whatever the hell. Plus, Roseanne's had brain damage since getting hit by a car.
That's because everybody was trapped up in the cancel culture, man.
Yeah, well, that too. I mean, ABC also knew that they knew who they were getting, and the vulnerabilities of somebody with that type of brain damage and all that nice stuff. What they could slip up on, especially, and if the joke that she told was a comparison joke. I didn't really find it like, dude, I don't know. I guess that's just me. I don't really see what was so offensive about the whole comparison joke. You look alike. You know, like Tony looks like a blend of blankety blank and a blankety blank. You know, like it's one of those jokes.
I thought you were
It's like,
just going to start up a joke.
I know.
no. I'm just giving a templated example of what kind of joke it was. I mean, she wrote such episodes for Roseanne when it was called DJ Kisses a Girl, where DJ had to kiss a girl, but he didn't want to kiss a girl for the school play of Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah.
So once Roseanne found out, what Roseanne's character found out why is because the little girl was black. And she wrote that whole episode and the dialogue for it. That doesn't come from a racist person. Of course, this was never brought up in such a one to two paragraph society that we're living on Twitter at the time, and even now, unfortunately. But yeah, she's looking better without the plastic surgery. Amanda, any plastic surgery that we need to know about or no? Because I could ask these two guys right now, but holy shit, if there was plastic surgery, what the fuck are we doing, guys?
No, it's all natural. I don't even have any tattoos.
Yeah, same
My
here.
hair is natural too. It's I've never.
Same here. I was
By the way,
always
whoever
thinking
did
to myself,
your hair today, beautiful.
What?
it looks nice, right?
Your hair looks beautiful. Look, it's nice. Little braid with the twist and a little.
Thanks.
Eric's got a tattoo or two, right? What do you got there?
Oh, on
No,
his head.
one.
Oh, I thought he
Look
was
at
going to
that.
show one off on his head.
I thought you wanted to see my hair.
Yeah,
Oh,
there-
I thought you were
it's all
gonna
there.
I thought you were gonna compliment my hair too, but it's all right.
Your hair looks amazing under that hat.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Eric, you look like the guy that would have a tattoo on his head. No.
No, maybe next. That'll probably be my next one.
Oh,
Eric,
You
you
never
look
know.
like the guy. you
Right
look
to the
like
forehead.
Does hair grow if you tattoo over it, or is it not? Does it inhibit hair growth?
I have
never
no
thought-
idea.
Good question. Good question.
I'm sorry. These are weird questions my brain asks.
Not a bad question. No, it's-
If you're watching now and you're a tattooist,
Yeah,
tattooer,
artist.
tattoo
Tattoo
artist. Tattooist.
Tattooer. Tattooer's good. Tattooer's good enough.
if you're a tattoo from
Weird. Would all the tattoos
Fantasy Island,
just chime in right now?
That is from Fantasy Island. That is true.
yeah, just chime in. Tattoo from Fantasy Island.
And oh my God, dude, we got to bring this up. We have to bring this up. This is now, Amanda. This is a true story.
Uh-oh.
Not even joking. This was in the New York Post and all over the place. This man spent $15,000 to become a collie. Finally goes outside. The
You ever think-
dog.
Yeah.
Do you ever think like Putin, this is why we're probably gonna get nuked? Do you ever think like I honestly I wouldn't mind at this point. I would hope it actually happens when I read stories like this because it's just fucking devastating.
It's well, he wanted to live his best life, and his best life was being a dog. And look at, they got him more accurate than the Barbie right there. That is a real.
Is that
bang
is
right
that
there.
real? I've read that. Is that like
Entirely
actually
real?
They made
No.
a better
Oh my
dog than a
God.
human.
I don't
Yeah.
buy it.
No,
Oh
it is.
my
It's
God.
a real thing. And the
You
unidentified man dog has built a following of almost 30,000 on YouTube. So if you thought you weren't doing something right on getting YouTube followers, well, Amanda, you can always just become your favorite dog and get all these extra followers and all that nice stuff. But you know what? Talent and integrity prevails above the rest. But he's refused to reveal his face or name for fear of judgment from peers, which I'm guessing is what we can all agree on is way too late.
yeah, I'm immediately judging him immediately.
Immediately.
Yeah.
I don't even know the
When
guy.
you've been working 15 years in your parents' basement trying to build a lifelike dog uniform for yourself.
I mean,
He's
I'm
been-
still, I don't know. I mean, I was just reading about that. There was a page that was literally just an AI model. And
Mhm.
it even says in the description that she's an AI and
Yeah.
people believe she's real.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yep, people put their own perception on what is reality and what isn't reality, and
Well, not
Yeah.
only was she an AI model, but she also started an OnlyFans.
Yeah.
That person started an OnlyFans with AI pictures,
very cool.
and all of the followers actually sued that person because they were AI inspired model pictures or naked pictures from AI.
Wow.
So they got duped. They got duped because they got naked pictures. But they
Well, I
weren't
mean,
real naked pictures. They were fake
Tony, let's
naked
be
pictures.
Tony, let's
You
be
have
honest.
to.
Not everybody sued, because some people have to explain those wives to their those bills to their wives. You know, where they're just like, "Honey, what are you suing here for?" Ah, the robot tricked me into Masturbate. It's a whole thing. Give me the goddamn
got me
thing.
again.
Are you masturbating to AI art again? Get out of here. God, I'll do what I want. I work hard every week at the fucking Burger King. I don't know what they were trying to pick a real shit job right there, Yeah. But yeah, Tony, anything else to add right there, my man? I'm kind of just I'm on the page right now. So
no, I think we're at our limit of where we need to be.
We are at the limit. So Amanda, anything last to plug anywhere you are going to be appearing when your next show is?
Well, like I said, so I have tonight actually in about 23, 24 minutes. I gotta get we're gonna go live on YouTube during the Magical Mystery Hour. We're gonna talk about we talked to a past lives regressionist. So I'm gonna tell some interesting stories about incidences of kids talking about past lives, and again I'll tell you some stories and you'll decide.
Now, do you have a guest or is it like
yeah, so she lives on the East Coast and she's not apparently like us night owls. So she said, I want to do mine during the day and then you can just air it later. So we have that interview, but Paul and I will be telling stories and singing songs.
Could you ask a question for me for them?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, great. So I always wanted, and I normally do. All right, so this is the question. Why are people's past lives always better than their present lives?
Ooh.
She will say that they're not, because she actually had an experience wherein she was a Civil War soldier, and I asked her if there was anything about this past life that she wanted to impart, and she's like, no, it was
just bad.
Nope.
But it sounds
talking about it.
Sounds kind of cool though.
I know.
Like she's like, I was a Civil War hero. Oh, well, that sounds cool. It wasn't. No, but it just sounds cool though, because right now you're just a drunk guy at a bar, fucking talking shit,
So yeah, the Magical Mystery Hour is going to happen tonight. We'll probably, run in a little late because we always are.
Paul Davis is promoting it right there. He's got the YouTube. He's got the YouTube link in the comments right there. I'm going to put the little heart symbol right there because I will be watching.
Yeah, and then my show will be Wednesday night on the same channel, the Audacity Network. So I'll be singing some songs too on Wednesday.
That's perfect. Amanda, how would other people get in touch with you via like social media or anything like that in order to even appear on your show? Which, by the way, we've had numerous both spiritual people as well as in damn it, I'm like
we've had what do they call them? The psychic mediums, advisors. We've had the military medium on there. He was pretty cool. He was very
I know his name was Dan, but I forget his last name.
Offhand, yeah. But no, they're you can kind of sense who the genuine ones are, and then you can kind of sense who the ones are where you're like, you hit your head pretty hard there, pal. You didn't really.
Yeah. So you can contact me. Lots of ways, Lisa. So if you follow my singer page, you can message me there on Facebook. That's Amanda Benjamin, singer actress. I have an Instagram, Amanda on Demanda, so you can message me there. My website, if you want to do song requests, that's the amandaondemanda.com.
If you want to see Amanda in Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah. Yeah, that's in Simi Valley, California, if you want to come out there.
At what theater?
It's at the Simi Valley Cultural Arts Center. So if there is somehow a Simi Valley native watching around here, Los Angeles.
That's how you know you've been doing theater for a little. That's how you know you've been doing theater for a little while. Where you're just like, does it matter the theater? They're never going to sell out.
No, actually, to be honest, we are sold out. We're mostly sold out. It's
so then don't even come because they're sold out, guys. What are you doing?
Just come with
so
us.
Even if you wanted to see Mrs. Potts, yeah, you can't.
Yeah, so yeah, you
must be a normal person and bootleg Beauty and the Beast.
So yeah, feel free to message me if you have a song request, or if you're interested in the Magical Mystery Hour, let me know.
Amanda on Demanda on YouTube.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And of course, you can find your favorite Podguyz podcast gear on merchbooth.com. You just go to merchbooth.com, you go to the podcast section, scroll down a little bit, and you'll see the Podguyz Podcast, where you can find your favorite long sleeve shirts, short sleeve shirts, hoodies, socks, underwear, all that nice stuff with the emblem of the big black and white microphone, the Podguyz Podcast. You can support us by doing that. Just liking, downloading, clicking, liking, whatever liking the guest Amanda Benjamin on here. Amanda on Commanda, right?
Amanda.
Amanda, yeah.
Of course, big shout out to Eric Magula.
Thank you guys for having me.
For guest hosting on our show.
Eric, we gotta have you on here again too, man.
Yeah,
Because,
it's been a while since I did one. It felt good though. I just liked watching you guys go back and forth. It was really fun.
Yep, you got to.
It's
next
a good
week,
repartee.
Because we normally have a third. We normally have the third host on, and Sparky's always there with the pictures and stuff like that. He's a live artist that we have on there. But
he's the guy that always has the popo those things in the background. Yeah,
Funko Pops in the background.
Yeah, man. You let me know. I mean, I think my schedule from here on out's like I'm off every Monday and Tuesday. So you let me know. I'll jump on whenever.
Beautiful,
we'll pop you in for next week. We'll pop you in for every Monday that we can.
All right.
If you want to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Super.
Cool.
Guys, thank you very much for watching the Podguyz Podcast. I'm Tony Kaz.
Kevin Neary.
Of course. Big shout out, Amanda Benjamin, Eric Magula. Thank you guys very much for coming on the show.
Yeah.
Check out both of their respective pages and Facebook feeds and YouTube channels and blah, blah, blah.
All the things.
Check it out. They're all awesome. Thank you guys. Make sure you share, like, and enjoy below. Check us on all your streaming voices and streaming pages and those things. The things with the places.
All right, I'm off to go make some porn. I'll see y'all later.
Yeah.
Peace, bro.
Bye, guys.